Hi, I'm Sandy Schroeck, and I'm here today at Len Busch Roses in Plymouth, Minnesota. Today we're here to talk about one of the hottest trends going on in the home decor industry. We have today for you a new line of terrarium containers that we're carrying. We have a flyer that we've introduced that you can get from one of your salespeople to be able to see the great selection that we have. So green is not just a color anymore, it's definitely in a movement. And as you're coming down and wanting spring in your homes, the terrariums are an excellent way to bring a green environment into your home and an easy to use plant. What a terrarium is a self-enclosed environment, so it has a lid on or it's in a partially closed container. And what that does is create an environment that plants can survive in, and it's kind of a self-watering environment. So today we're going to show you some of the tips on how to create terrariums. So first you're going to start with the lidded container. These are two of the lidded cylinder vases that we have, and we're going to use one of those today to start one of our terrariums. So the first thing that you need is a drainage field. Today we're going to use some small decorative pebbles. You should have about 1 inch of drainage down in the bottom of your container, depending on the size of your container. So that's what we're going to use for our drain field this time. Then your next layer, you need to add in a screen type layer or something that's a filter layer. Today we're going to be using some sheet moss. You can use sphagnum moss, or you can use a piece of screen material. What you're needing to do is to block all of the little particles of soil from going down into your drainage field so that they don't fill up the drainage field and then you eliminate your drainage field. So our next layer that we're going to add in is starting with a base of soil. Now you need to start with a commercial grade soil mix. This already has some vermiculite and some compost type material in it, so it's a nice rich soil, and so you want to start with that, and you want it to be sterilized so that you start with a very healthy environment in which to place your plants. Our next thing that we're going to be doing, we're going to be choosing our plants, and here you can see that I've taken my container and just chose plants that I know this container is the same size as my taller container. So here you can see a blend of succulents, and I chose these plants with their mix of textures, and I'm going to pop these out and place them in to our environment. We're in a mix of textures and a mix of heights to be able to give variety to your terrarium piece. So there you can see how we have some of the plants placed in there, and they're going to be at different heights. Now what we're going to do is fill in with some of our soil and bring it in, and then from this environment I'm just going to show you another one that I have a little bit further along, and this one here. You can see what I've done is created a little bit of a landscape. So I've also added in my soil into the spaces, and then I've packed it down in so that you end up with a strong soil structure in which the plants to grow. And then we're going to do a little bit of plantscaping within that. So we're going to add in, I've got some slate pieces here. I'm going to add in to add some interest and kind of give more of that landscaping feel. Another texture that I like to add in This is an orchid mix, and that's going to give a little bit more, make it feel a little bit more like the forest floor. So we can add that in on a couple of sides, and then add in a little bit of our moss growing down in there. And lastly, one of the old-fashioned tricks that we used to do, we add a little pond or a little pool of color down in front to imitate a puddle. You can do, depending on some of your environments, we used to do little rivers going through, but it's just a way to kind of draw your eye into it, add in little touches. There's little statuary you can get and things like that that you can add in to just add interest and make people approach it and want to look into it and really have fun with the terrariums. So that's our basic instructions for terrariums, and we'll be back next week to show you some more ideas and some more of our containers. Thanks very much. I'm Sandy Schroeck, coming to you from Plymouth, Minnesota, from Len Busch Roses. Hope you enjoyed terrariums.